Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about factors which affect enzyme activity. In the initial lectures, we have already discussed about structure of enzyme, action of enzyme. Today we are going to discuss about the factors which affect the activity of enzyme. So let us start with the topic. Now let us start with the topic. As you can see on the screen, factors affecting enzyme activity. We will be discussing three factors. First is temperature and the second is pH. The third one is concentration of substrate. How they affect the activity of enzyme, that will be our discussion as such. Now let us first of all talk about temperature and pH. Enzymes generally function at a very narrow range of temperature and pH, except for certain enzymes. Now each enzyme shows its highest activity at a particular temperature and at a particular pH. Now as you can see on the screen, in the y-axis you can see enzyme percentage of enzyme activity. In the x-axis you can see the pH range, and you can observe that a particular enzyme, it is the action of that particular enzyme, or you can say percentage activity of that particular enzyme is at a particular pH, which is called to be as optimum pH for that particular enzyme. Now as far as temperature is concerned, you can see on the y-axis the percentage of enzyme activity is given, and in the x-axis you can see the range of temperature is given. You can notice that a particular temperature where the enzyme activity is optimum, and it is called as optimum temperature. Now how does temperature affects enzyme activity? See, enzyme has a narrow range of conditions where its function is optimum. It works at a temperature best. It works best at a particular temperature, which is called to be as optimum temperature for that enzyme. As the temperature drops, molecules move slower, and the enzyme will be unable to function properly. As the temperature goes up, bonds in the enzyme structure breaks and the enzymes lose its function. This is called as denaturation. तो टेम्परेचर बढ़ जाता है तो एंजाइम्स में के स्ट्रक्चर में ब्रेकेज कॉज होता है, जिसकी वजह से उसके जो फंक्शन है वो लूज करने लगता है, उसको हम बोलते हैं डीनेचुरेशन. Now let us talk about the effect of pH on the enzyme action. Rate of almost all enzyme catalyzed reaction depends upon the pH. Most enzymes exhibit optimum activity at a pH value between 5 to 9 in most of the cases. Now high or low pH, that optimum value will cause ionization of enzyme, which result in denaturation of the enzyme. तो यहाँ टर्म जो इम्पोर्टेंट है वो आयोनाइजेशन ऑफ एंजाइम, और क्या कॉज होता है उसकी वजह से डीनेचुरेशन ऑफ एंजाइम. नाउ यू सी इफेक्ट ऑफ substrate concentration on the activity of enzyme. So in the x-axis we have taken the substrate concentration, in the y-axis we have taken rate of reaction. Now you see, if you keep on increasing the substrate concentration, at a particular substrate concentration, rate of reaction will be Vmax upon 2, that is half of Vmax value. Let me tell you, Vmax value is a particular term which we use when the rate of reaction is highest for that particular enzyme. जब उस एंजाइम का जो रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन होगा उस एंजाइम की वजह से वो हाईएस्ट होता है, उसको हम बोलते हैं Vmax. अगर उस Vmax का आधा अटेन करते हैं, हम सबस्ट्रेट कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ाते हैं, तो एक समय ऐसा आता है जब Vmax का आधा हो जाता है, तो उसको हम सबस्ट्रेट कंसंट्रेशन में Km ले रहे हैं. यानी Km वो सबस्ट्रेट कंसंट्रेशन है जब रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन Vmax का कितना हो जाएगा, आधा हो जाएगा. Now let us talk about certain inhibitors which can affect the enzyme activity. जो रिएक्टेंट से प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्जन हो रहा है उसमें ये इनहिबिटर्स का क्या रोल है. लेट अस टॉक अबाउट इनहिबिशन ऑफ सक्सिनिक डिहाइड्रोजनेज बाय मेलोनेट. तो सक्सिनेट का जो आप यहाँ पे देखिए, यहाँ डायग्राम दिया हुआ है सक्सिनेट का और मेलोनेट का देखिए डायग्राम. दोनों के फॉर्मूला में स्ट्रक्चर में बहुत कम डिफरेंस होता है. तो एंजाइम जो है वो इन कभी कभी सक्सिनेट की जगह मेलोनेट वहाँ फिक्स हो जाता है. तो इसकी वजह से जो सक्सिनेट एंजाइम जो कॉम्प्लेक्स बनाते हैं उससे बनता क्या है, फ्यूमरेट प्लस एंजाइम. एज अ बाय प्रोडक्ट फ्यूमरेट बनेगा, एंजाइम अलग हो जाएगा, यानी कि प्रोडक्ट अलग हो गया और एंजाइम अलग हो गया. लेकिन अगर सक्सिनेट की जगह मेलोनेट फिक्स हो जाता है तो कोई भी प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म नहीं होता. लेकिन यहाँ पे इनहिबिटर कौन है, यहाँ इनहिबिटर मेलोनेट जो सक्सिनेट की जगह आ जाता है, एंजाइम में फिट हो जाता है. So now let us talk about the homework assignment. On what factors activity of enzyme depends? So I have already discussed about 3 factors. Draw the graph to represent activity of enzyme with respect to change in temperature, which is very easy, given in your own book as such. Give an example of competitive inhibition. तो competitive inhibition में आप देखिए सक्सिनेट और मेलोनेट में कंपटीशन हो रहा है for the sites, active sites which are present in the enzymes, and because they have both of them have a very structure similarity is very high, थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस होता है. तो यही वजह है कभी कभी सक्सिनेट की जगह मेलोनेट भी फिक्स हो जाता है. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज कॉम्पिटिटिव इनहिबिशन. So write the condition when it takes place. Already we have discussed. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.